Okay, this is week 5 and Web225. Apologize for my voice, but I will make this pretty quick since my voice is not that great right now. So, anyway, let's go and get started. We're going to talk about exposure tonight, and your in-class and take-home. Your quiz is due this week as well, which was the terms that we went over last week. In week 4, you had some terms to go over. So, exposure, we're going to go over tonight. Way to control your exposure and some ways in your camera to do that. So one of the first is your camera's meter. It selects an aperture, shutter speed combination. It believes it will give you proper exposure picture. Sometimes it referred to determines a wrong EV value or the exposure value needed to expose the image. So on your cameras, your phones, or your point and shoot or DSLRs, there should be an EV value button or an EV value menu. It's going to give you values of 0 exposure value all the way to -2 to possibly +2. And it can go more negative to that and more positive to that. So it's going to either allow you to slightly overexpose the image or slightly underexpose the image. Overexpose would be to the right, overexposing it. Underexposing it to the left, making it more negative. So when do we use it, or why do we use it? Glad you asked. It's to ensure a properly exposed photo. So here's the symbol for an EV value. Again, it might look different on your camera. Just look for EV value or exposure value. So the exposure compensation, or the EV, is the plus adds more light to your photos. It makes them lighter. The minus subtracts light from your photos and makes them darker. Generally, most cameras have at least a -2 through a +2 when it comes to your range. Some will have definitely more than that. So here's an example of playing with your EV value. You notice on EV -2 all the way to EV +2, quite a bit of range of colorization of light, representation of light. So very, very much underexposed, overexposed. And so you find the right balance in between that you want to view. Like for this example, maybe an EV value of 1.3 might be the one you choose. So normal exposure, most average scenes reflect roughly 18% of the light that falls on them in normal exposure. So bright scenes reflect more than 18% of light. So beach scenes, bright sand, snow-covered landscapes. In these areas, you'll need to use a subtract exposure to make darker. Dark scenes reflect less than 18% of the light also. Shadows, dark foliage, black cloth. In this case, you would bump it up and increase the EV value. Others, subject against a very dark background, may subject be dark. Bump it up. Subject against a very dark brown background, may subject be light. And then scenes with high contrast. So to sum it up, to lighten a picture, you bump it up with the plus. You darken it with the negative on the EV value. That's a link to some more examples on photo exposure. And again, my voice is about to give out totally here, so I'm going to hurry up here. Thank you for your patience. So your take on this week basically is to use a Pixlr to create a contact sheet. Pixlr Collage is the one that we're going to use. You're going to use the photos, create a contact sheet from the 30 photos you took from last week. You'll create 2 collages to complete, since Pixlr Collage only allows you to do 25 photos at a time. You could do 15 and 15 if you want to, or 15 and 15 would be fine. You can use a sticker of your choice to mark the caption or any other demarcation, a circle or whatever you want to do. And you're going to basically 5 photos that have the best ISO setting. You will put a sticker on or whatever demarcation you want to use. From Pixlr Collage, you're going to save it as a contact1.jpg, contact2.jpg, and upload them below. Let me show you Pixlr Collage here. And so as soon as you open this link up, you'll notice one of the options is the collage option. And in here, you can hit the plus symbol and browse out to your photos. And I'll go out to some photos here in my photo albums. And I'll just capture 30 photos. Let's see what we got. We'll do 20. We'll do 24 photos for my example. All right, I lost count here. I'm just going to select whatever I selected there. We'll use that. So it should be bringing those photos in to Pixlr Express Collage. Once they're finished being brought in, it'll create the collage for us, and I'll show you what to do. So you'll notice here it only gives me 4 here because that's the layout given. So we can actually play with these sliders here at the bottom. And let's see here, we'll go to the biggest one, which is this one here, which I think gives us the most amount, which I think is 25. So yeah, there's a 25. It could give us 25 on here, so I could add more, but I won't, just to show you how it's done. And then let's say finished. And then notice it says stickers here. You can say, well, pretend that I'll pick some ISOs here that I think's, because in the take home you're supposed to pick 5 photos that represent the best ISO on each one of the selected contact sheets. And so I'll just show you an example here. You can pick whatever you want to. You can do hearts. I'll choose that one. That's one example. And let's say I want to choose another one. Say I want to do, you don't want to mess around with stickers. Well, I'll do one more. We'll do a star here. Let's say that's my next one. And then maybe you want to do, I don't know, text maybe. So I'll choose one of these, type in this ISO. And I'll change a different color. Put it up here, and I'll change the color that I can see a little bit better. There we go. Okay, so there's my examples. I'm gonna have to get away. So again, we have multiple different, I suggest stickers and type, but you can do whatever you want to. You can do border if you want to and do that, but you could put a border in there. But you can play with it. There's no wrong way to do it, just as long as you select whatever you want to highlight that as the best ISO. All right. Once you're done with each one of the, remember the contact sheets, you're going to do 30. So each one of these will only fit, max collage is 25. So if you do 15 and 15, between each collage, you can select save. And I'll do, let's see what we're supposed to name it. Contact 1, contact 2. So we'll name this one contact 1. I'll leave the quality the way it is, hit save. It's saving it as a JPEG. I'll put it on my desktop and show you what it looks like there. Should look the same, but just to show you that it did save it. So there's a contact.jpg, contact1.jpg, and there's a photo, the contact sheet you're going to upload. And so contact sheets are used, that's your little tutorial on how to use Pixlr Express. And so collages or contact sheets, we'll use a collage feature to do it, are used in photography to help us understand when we look at a folder full of pictures, we can create a contact sheet of those photos to easily know what's in that folder without looking at every one of the pictures. And if we want, we can select and make notes on them, whatever we want to do. And so that's your in class or your online at home. Your take home, you probably guess, is using the EV value. And so this time we're going to go around to different locations, different photo settings. Remember, photo settings are places to go take a photo. And with 3 exposure values, -1, 0, +1, you're going to take 3 exposure values per each one of the 5 photo settings at a total of 15 photos. So let's say you go to the mall and you're in the center court. You can do a -1, 0, +1, student center, same. Park, same. Workplace, same. House, same. Once you're finished, upload them to your photo site, label them accordingly, label them with the name of the setting, like mall, and the exposure number, like -1, -0, or -1, 0, +1. And they'll put that in the label. And then just submit down below. So I already have everybody's links to your album. The only one that would need to submit a link would be those of you using Google Photos. If you're using Flickr, I can see them just fine. All right. And then your take-home quiz is using the handout from last week in week 4. It's untimed, and you get 2 attempts to complete. And it's only worth 1 point, but again, it's just an exercise for you to understand terminologies within digital photography. So thanks for your patience. Thank you for doing the course online tonight. If you have any questions, definitely shoot an email to me. Have a great week. Bye-bye.